Hello, everyone. This is Team 4 Data Meeting number 2 by Cynthia and Will. And just a brief overview of the presentation, we're looking at the data meeting format, assigned duties, defining curricular level and area, our revised exploratory questions from data meeting 1, triangulation of data, exploratory questions and observed gaps, SWOT analysis, and our closing statement. So our assigned duties for this meeting, we basically are a group of 2. And so we take on 2 roles and we just switch with each meeting. And so for this meeting, Will was the leader and facilitator. I was the researcher and consolidator. And we continue to use our shared Google Drive folder to collaborate, organize, and share our data and other documents. Something new that we tried for the second meeting is we just had a brief video call using Google Hangouts to just review, plan, and clarify goals that we needed to discuss to really set us up for our official meeting. And this was something that was really helpful that we'll probably do again in the future. For our official meeting, we met the following day using Google Meet as a video conferencing tool, which proved to be very successful. The advantages of this app is it allowed us to share our screen so that the other person could reference documents at the same time. And it had the same features of Google Hangouts. The other issue that we had to solve was we had to define our curricular level in our area. In our first meeting, we used artificial data that was provided for our team, and we were not clear about how much we could manipulate the sample data that we collected. And after discussing how to move forward with Dr. Khalsa, Will and I decided to combine our subject areas of social studies and art and apply it in an integrated lesson to the sample grading spreadsheet that focused on students' use of technology tools. And this will become more clear as I go through our artifacts that we used. Basically, we have 2 different subject areas that we teach, and we're trying to find some mutual grounds. And also, we did not have available data since the school year let out, and we have different teaching situations. So trying to use that artificial data and make it work in this situation. I just also wanted to bring up some exploratory questions from our first meeting, and through feedback from Dr. Khalsa, we were told to make our questions more specific. One of the questions that we really focused on to drive our analysis was the second question, which is what technology tools have been most supportive for students with IEPs. So we'll be looking at that more as we start to analyze all of the data that we have. And then the triangulation of our data. The original source that we started with was our artificial data, which was a gradebook spreadsheet that was modified to show the students' performance on a technology objective. And we had graphs showing students with IEPs, their English language, math, and reading proficiency levels. There's also the teacher artifacts that we both brought to our meeting. I brought in the visual art data. And so we're working with an art and social studies unit plan that's really an integrated unit plan, and it's looking at 5th grade students. So I also brought in 5th grade visual art learning objectives from my county. And then Will brought in social studies data, and he started with a lesson plan, Cultures of Asia, and then also a teacher rubric that was a flip book project. And then the student artifacts, we have student quiz, a student work, flip book of historic facts, student tableau samples, photos of student group performance, and assessments. These are some thumbnails of the sample data. So as I mentioned before, we were looking at the visual art objectives where students had to reenact a painting. And before that, they had to research the historical connections. And so I have photographs of the students' Tableau project. So this is one student sample. Will also has this flip book that shows the students' research on different historical topics. And then we have the gradebook spreadsheet. I'm just going to actually go out of this presentation for a moment so that we can see the spreadsheet. So just bear with me for a moment. Okay. So this is the class gradebook that was modified to actually break down and show you the different levels of students and how they performed with each learning objective. And so for the first learning objective, I'm not going into detail about what the objective was, but it focused on technology, students' use of technology. The second focused on the art objectives, and the third, the social study objectives. And the areas that are coded with red are basically students that are not meeting the standard. Students that are coded in orange, they're developing skills, and then green represents proficiency and skills. And so this was one of the ways that we were able to show how students were performing. Also, you can see students that have IEPs. If I go through, just lift this up for a second. Okay, so 28% of the students have IEPs, 60% are proficient or better in math. So it actually breaks down, different levels of how they're performing in different areas, and so on. So we do have that sample data that we started with, and we're continuing to manipulate that to apply to our actual objectives. Okay. And I'm just going to go back to where I left off. Just kind of going back to our artifact tracking sheet. Okay, and basically our artifact tracking sheet shows you all of those artifact samples that we brought in. So again, I brought in a multidisciplinary unit plan of social studies and art. And this basically shows us what students were expected to do. So this would be a instructional gap. And then we noticed as we were looking at the lesson plan that it didn't specifically address how instruction would be differentiated to accommodate students with IEPs. So that was one kind of red flag that related back to our exploratory question. And then we again have listed all of the other artifacts that I mentioned before. But I just wanted to quickly show you that. Okay. I apologize. I am really taking a long time to show you stuff. Okay, let's go back. And so now let's just focus on the current exploratory questions that we have. So how are students with IEPs being accommodated to support learning gaps? What instructional improvements should be made to advance student achievement? And then what technology tools have been the most supportive for students with IEPs, which is, again, a question that we've taken from our last meeting that we're really trying to analyze as we start to look at all of this new data. So our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and improvements during our meeting. I felt that during the meeting we were pretty organized with our content. We were able to have that pre-meeting, and that helped with the organization. The team has varied skills, and that definitely helps. We're definitely eager to work together. Our weaknesses, scheduling, different time zones. Again, Will lives in Germany, and so we'll have to accommodate that. Our comfort levels in data analysis. The opportunities that we both have combined skills that allow for sharing of tasks and support for improvement. Also with the multidisciplinary connections that can be made between the social studies and visual arts objectives. Threats. It could be a little bit tricky combining data from multiple sources, manipulating data to create artificial findings. And then improvements that I noticed in this meeting, we had more clarity through defining our curricular area and implementing our combined artifacts. Also, using the new conferencing tool, Google Meet, it provided visual explanations during the meeting, and that was pretty helpful. And in summary, overall, the second meeting went very well, and there were many improvements from the first meeting, such as having a pre-meeting to discuss our plan, artifacts, and other logistics. We also had a chance to discuss with Dr. Costa how we can use our data sources and define our curricular level in an artificial scenario, which provided needed clarity. Through the triangulation of data, we were able to unify our curricular areas and focus our analysis on specific learning objectives. In this meeting, we found Google Meet to be a more effective conferencing tool to facilitate our meeting than Hangouts because of the screen sharing capabilities. And in the next meeting, we plan on focusing on the instructional and learning gaps that we observed in our artifact tracking sheet as prominent and considered an action plan for improvement. All right, and that is it. Thank you.